Hello, welcome pen friends. I'm back with another video, and today I'm really excited because this is a favorite ink. I'm doing still the ink flight number 20, which was September 2018, and today is J. Herbin Amethyst de Laurel. It's a beautiful, a dark, sparkly purple, and here it is on my little index. I'm hoping you could see some of that shimmer. It's a silver shimmer and it's really pretty. I love silver and I love purple. And even though this is a dark ink, it's just one of my favorites. Let's go ahead and we'll do the bath test. We'll have that going. There we go. And from yesterday was the this one here, the J. Herbin Blue Calenque, and that did completely disappear. So we know that that's a very typical fountain pen ink with no water resistance there, just typical. So there's that. Now, wow, that's pretty, huh? I think that's going to be a little bit of a different story today, just from what I see so far, and from what we've seen with other shimmer inks. It seems to be kind of the way it goes. Let's see. So this, on the ink flight, they said this was 2017's Herbin anniversary ink. This rich saturated purple ink shimmers with a silver sparkle. Gently shake the vial to disperse the shimmer particles. Yes, we have to remember that. Sometimes that's hard to remember, but it does settle down in the bottom. You can see that, I'm sure. See how it settles? And that's just for new beginners. I know that most of us have already experienced, like, where's the shimmer if we don't agitate it? But it takes, it's something that I didn't know in the beginning. I had to learn. So here it is in the Rhodia Gold book. And it looks really dark, and it is a dark ink, and yet to my eye I can still see the purple, and I can see the shimmer. This is the Tomoe River paper where I put it on there. It is available at Goulet Pens for $28 for the 50 ml bottle. And you can get a $2 sample of the 2 ml sample. My impressions really aren't first impressions. I probably should have just put impressions because I have a bottle of this ink and I'm already a fan. It's my only shimmer ink that I bought in a bottle. I have plenty of samples of shimmer inks, but I just love it. It's well behaved. I use it primarily in my Lamy Safari, and I just find that it writes really, really well. Even in my bullet journal, it does super well. I have to account for drying time. I feel like it may take a little longer than some of the other inks in my journal, so I always have some kind of a blotter paper in there, but other than that, I love it. Now, this particular sample that I'm working with, actually, there's more than what came in it because I added to it. I got carried away using it, and I had to go ahead and add to it from my bottle. But this came from Ink Journal. So let's go right through our samples, and then we can kind of look some more. This is the Cafe Note from Nanami Paper Company with Tomoe River paper. And it was a joy to write with this ink again. It's been a little while. I tend to kind of conserve it, and I've used a lot out of the bottle, so it's like, oh, I don't want to run out, because that's, it costs money. It costs a lot more than some of the other inks, but I just love it. So it's in here. It's in my Serendipity broad nib. Even though I'll show you in a minute, I do have it inked up. I did decide last night to put it back in my Lamy Safari so I could not have to keep dipping, and I could work with it in other notebooks too. But doing excellent with all of this, with my health quest. And I have to tell you a story. It's really interesting. I went back and I glimpsed at my other video where I actually included this ink as part of a purple study. And this was way back when I was a real newcomer. And I was on there talking about how I had bought this ink as a non-food reward. So this was September of last year when I did that video, and I remembered that 10-week class I was talking about that was so hard to get through, it was a mindful eating for binge eating. It was another approach I was trying to finally get rid of this issue that I have with sugar and overeating and not being able to lose the weight and just feel healthier, you know. So this bottle of ink is still giving me a lot of happiness, and it was a whole year ago, and now I found, I'm sure it's like building blocks, because what I learned during that 10-week course was good stuff about mindfulness, and it was very in-depth, and we did a lot of good stuff. But now I found some more science to bring in, real good science to bring in and use to help myself to get health and lose weight. So, but it's so interesting that this would be, you know, that I had to rewatch it because I couldn't remember, you know, what I'd already said about the ink even. You know, I just wasn't really a reviewer then, so, and, you know, I'm still working on that. But anyway, I thought you'd find that interesting because that was cool. I got it as a reward. So, here it is on the envelope, the cheap security envelope. And the inks all do feather just a little on this, but I can't wait to see how it comes out in the bath test. So we have one more ink in this series, in the ink flight number 20. Then we'll be looking at the bath test, I think. So this is the Leuchtturm 1917 dot grid right out of a journal, and it looks really good. And there you can see a comparison. You see it doesn't feather that way, of course, on this paper here. So it's really, really nice. And I have a lot of experience writing in my journal with this ink, and I know it's very well behaved. So here it is on the Clairefontaine, a nice heavy paper. And you know, I see the, I'm not seeing so much of the shimmer. It's interesting. So as I've known all along, shimmer inks are not my favorite. But I did really like this one because at times I do see the shimmer a lot. And, sometimes I don't, even though I do agitate it really well. So here's the CVS caliber paper. Looked great on there, and actually it's kind of nice. It doesn't have any feathering whatsoever on there. It's just a neat look, I think, on that paper. And then here is the Rhodia dot pad. Same thing. It looks really good. It's kind of more equivalent maybe to the Clairefontaine paper. And then here we are. I thought it did really incredibly well on the Office Depot College Rule notebook too. Being this is a broad nib. Let's look back there. Heavy shadowing, maybe you could see that right there where my thumb is, but no bleed through at all. I like that. That's a very good thing because I've now got it in my my Lamy. This Lamy is one of my favorite pens, and it does have a black broad nib on it, so that's going to be fun to continue this week with this ink. And I'm not restricted to one pen anymore, so from that challenge that we had. So I've got quite a bit to show you on the color comparisons. We did some purple ink before, and what we were doing during 30 Inks 30 Days, we were doing J. Arbon Poussière de Lune, okay? So I did have the Amethyst de Laurel on this chart, the first one, but I decided it wasn't quite right. I didn't have the inks I really wanted to compare, and there were some new ones that came in too that I just wanted to see on here, but we can go back and forth. We can look at that one too. But I was really had a good time with this, and I didn't have KWZ Iron Gull Gummy Berry on the panel before, but I find it to be very similar, very dark and purpley. It may be a little, it's water resistant, you can tell quite a bit there. But anyway, this was really cool, and I got to kind of look and compare with another shimmer ink, because here we are, this is our ink of today, J. Arbon Amethyst de Laurel, and right next to it, now, of course, over here we've got silver sparkles. Let's see if we can get that up there. We've got silver shimmer. And then in the Diamine Purple Pizzazz, which came out of another ink flight, that's got gold shimmer. So that just shows you, you know, the difference, but it's fun. It's, you know, and some people may prefer the gold shimmer. So that I thought was interesting. And I really did think that Diatramentis Aubergine was very much in the same range of color. I found that to be. And then a couple of these just aren't, but I thought it was fun anyway to include them. Because Krishna Anakahai. Okay, I really don't know how to say that. But it is brighter, and it's more of a bright purple. I loved what it did with the water. Oh my goodness, that was cool. And then Mont Blanc Lavender Purple just, yeah, it went away from the color family as well. So, and then, well, Private Reserve Ebony Purple has kind of a gold sheen, I think. You can see it in some places. So it does switch from that, but it has that really dark purple. In fact, it's darker, so you can tell right away that it's darker. And then this one here, I just, when I ordered my TWSBI blue, translucent blue just recently, I got a free bottle of ink with it, and that was what it was. And I was really eager to see that anyway on this panel, so I put it here. But let's go ahead and let's see if there's anything else. Okay, there really isn't. I can kind of cover those on the end up because they're all kind of bright. So we could just sort of look at it here. So we've got the ink of today here and here. So that gives us 2 places. Oh, so we're still looking at Diatomaceous Aubergine. But Diamine Purple is on here. And Noodler's Violet. So, and see, that's closer, the Noodler's Violet. But this is just, to me, this is just fun to study it. And it kind of builds little by little the remembrance of what they look like. Now that was dramatic. That was just amazing. You know how that, let me hold that up. That was on the Diamine Purple Pizzazz. And what an interest. I can't wait to try that on a kind of a watercolor effect or something, you know, something like that in my art journal. That'll probably be something I do next. In fact, could have done it last night because I had space on my art journal. Okay, so that's that. Let me show you how it came out on the art fun that I had last night. I thought this was really neat. Oh my goodness. It just, actually when I hold it this way, I can almost see something like, I can almost understand as a picture in a way. And I just thought that was really fun. It left down quite a bit of shimmer around the heavier parts of the ink. And you could, of course, look at it either way, but this was really fun. And what happened was then I thought about doing some more over here, but I had that old, I don't know what it is, perfectionism or worry that I was going to like ruin the whole page. And I said, okay, all right, I'll walk away for now. But I got to get over that because that just stops me from doing art. So, but I did like this a lot. And I'm actually thinking about cutting it out and having it somewhere where I can look at it. It's pretty even without any more. If I try to add something to it, well, that just terrifies me, the thought of doing that. So, oh boy, now I've showed my awful colors about art. But okay, so the other thing I just wanted to show you, since I do have it, is the box. And I did show you what it looks like, the bottle. I mean, it's a keepsake bottle as far as I'm concerned. It's my prettiest bottle of ink. I think maybe second to this one might be the Ackerman bottle that the SBRE Brown came in. Is very interesting and big, and it's got that marble, and it's really, really cool too. But I'll definitely be keeping this when it's empty. And it, you know, it's like down like to here or so, or even lower, but it still looks purple all throughout it. So I saved the box. I'm not sure why. Inside had, I opened it from the bottom because I didn't want to hurt the box. I mean, I was really, really different with this ink, and it came with a little, you know, history and a little kind of a pamphlet, which I thought was neat too. Somewhere in here there's some, yeah. So there's some history that's here about it, and this is their 1798 line, and I just thought that was really interesting. Goodness, I thought I'd just show you that while we're here. So now let's go ahead and pull over the results, and then we'll just talk real quick about what's for tomorrow. And then I'll do a crystal, but anybody who's not interested in the crystal can just take a, you know, an early departure or be released or whatever. So, okay, so it's looking real typical. A lot of these shimmer inks are, I'm finding out, they end up, you know, not the basic color, not the purple, but the pigment or the dark part stays in. So we'll have that tomorrow in dried form because we have one more ink in this series. So, and that is this one, J. Arbonne Bleu des Profondeurs. It is pretty. This will be fun. This will be really fun. And I'm so excited because I won't have to stop writing with the Amethyst de Laurel. I've got it in my Lamy Safari there. Let's see. I always mix it up. I always call it dark orchid or dark lilac, and I think it is dark orchid, but I get confused because of the ink names and things like that. But it is one of my favorite pens, and I'll be able to continue. Whoops, I got the logo on the other side. I'll be able to continue writing with that, even though we're on to another one in the Serendipity tomorrow. So I thought I'd just do a crystal real quick for those. I mean, it's actually one we've done before, but I want to get out the book that, a different book. And also this one is new to me, from Moonrise Crystals, and it's a particularly beautiful piece. It's the polished piece, which sometimes, you know, because this is kind of how they look in raw form, sometimes when they polish them, you don't get too much, but this is an exemplary piece, I think. I like it a lot. So I'm going to read to you out of, or, you know, give a glimpse out of Crystals for Beginners, because we haven't actually visited Amethyst from this book, and this is a neat one. I really like this crystal. Right off the bat, one of the things I learned at the crystal class was that these don't have to be cleared. And when you get into learning, and if you get a book like this, you'll learn about clearing the energy from crystals so that, you know, you get the pure energy from them. But amethysts are self-clearing crystals, and that's a wonderful thing. I can grab my necklace or my amethyst and go, and I'm not concerned with having to wash or clear, which is really not hard at all. You can clear it with your breath, but you know, stopping to do that, you know, sometimes you want to go. But I love it. It says it helps with intuition and insight, insomnia, safe travel, connecting to higher self and the divine, creativity, manifestation, stress and anxiety, nightmares and addiction. And I have heard a lot about people, you know, dealing with what I have dealt with, where I felt it was an eating disorder. Definitely, I was definitely disordered with my eating. I felt like the need to work with amethyst, and I did and have a lot. So, and it says, oh, that's interesting, works with citrine, because I'm wearing citrine every day now. I think for the creativity and the boost and energy for that, and that's another stone that doesn't have to be cleared, which I like. I mean, it's funny. I don't like shimmering because I have to do too much cleaning, and I don't, you know, I want crystals that self-clear. It's beginning to sound like I'm lazy, but I think I just have a lot going on, that's all. The energy of this crystal is amplifying, and I like that too. So, gosh, it's really neat. And interestingly, just another point before I go, it's the very first one in the section on 10 crystals for everyone. It's like the first recommendation, you know, and that's really, I found that to be true. It is. And then I think it's, okay, then they go to black tourmaline and carnelian, citrine, okay, clear quartz. See, I would recommend probably rose quartz a lot sooner, but this is the little section, and rose quartz is in here. In fact, it's maybe next to last or something. Okay, no, not quite. It's in there, kind of in the middle. Turquoise, smoky quartz. There's 10 of them that they recommend for everybody, and for beginners to start your collection. Hematite, fluorite. So anyway, this is a favorite book now of mine because it gets it right down to the basicness. So, I mean, there's a lot more here, but I want to go ahead and close the video before I go too much longer. Oh my goodness, almost 20 minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. And this is a beautiful ink. It is dark, so it'll appeal to those who like a dark ink, and it's shimmery. So there's that. I just think, I love it for its free flowing. It flows so beautifully, and I haven't had any trouble cleaning it out of my Lamy either. So It's been wonderful. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next video, which will finish this ink plate series. Bye for now.